Okay, so I kind of want to pivot to this idea because this is something that I've noticed a lot. I think we make a mistake. And Yara, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we make a mistake when we assume that we all have shared goals. So, for instance, if I'm hopping into your chat, I'm wanting to stick around and talk and listen to my friends say words. That's what I'm here for. That's my goal. But when a fuck shit comes in and says, you're a boy, they're not wanting to sit here and listen to a friend talk on the internet. They're wanting to come in and cause trouble. They are looking for a reaction. We do not share a goal. They get banned. Getting banned could easily have been their goal. Who knows? But we don't share a goal. We make a.
I had someone come in here and spread shit, and I actually engaged with it, and he was like, I don't know what to say now. I didn't plan ahead as much. And I was like, you have like the opportunity to like talk to me and like have your worldview challenged and maybe changed for the better, but you're not taking up this offer because you just want to like stay in this worldview where everybody, every trans person is like evil and whatnot, because you don't want to be proven wrong. It's like a sunk cost fallacy at this point. And it's incredibly sad because like I know what it's like to be on like the right-wing end, like the apolitical centrist, enlightened centrist sphere. And I had to consume more knowledge and engage with good faith with these arguments in order to get my mind changed. But sadly, a lot of people do not want their mind to be changed. They don't want to learn and be proven wrong because it's like some form of arrogance. And there are too many people who are coming in here, or like being on Twitter, especially, or going on my YouTube and whatnot, in order to like harass me, because they think that that is something that they get joy out of, right?
Yeah.
To push these narratives. Hello, Dapsy.
So like I can go on the internet and I can say that, well, my goal is educate people. Now, I'm not the most smart person on the planet, absolutely not, but I feel like society works better when more of us have more information that is true than if we operate with information that's untrue. But when someone like Ben Shapiro goes on the internet, we don't share a goal. Ben Shapiro's goal is to make money. Now, how does he make money? Well, he inflames people with his rhetoric. That makes him money. The first time that I heard a conservative friend of mine mention Ben Shapiro, it was the exact statement, have you heard of Ben Shapiro? Me, yes. Him, oh, he really does make those liberals mad, doesn't he? That was their
that's kind of like opinion. The goal. Yeah, also.
Oh my God, I just saw the thing you sent. Let me throw that up for my chat.
Yeah. This is like how it feels for me to be on Twitter. It's like it happens so much that so many people, also like VTubers, make it their whole personality to go after me, to screenshot things, posts from me, and be like, oh, Nyara's evil.
I think it's because of Asmongold. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think it's because Asmongold and Tectone made it a point.
Most of the people are actually upset that I went after Kirsche.
Right. But
it's retaliation from that.
I think the statement kind of maintains at that point, though. It's not because of something that you said. It's because somebody that they like said you said something that they should disagree with. Like it's entirely offense on behalf of another creator.
I also got this.
Oh, what else do we have here?
I love the paint drawings.
Oh, that's the Tim Pool post.
Yeah.
That's the Tim Pool post. I recognize that. That's the Tim Pool post.
Yeah.
With the fucked up stats. So like as an example, you know what? We're on Kirsche, Asmongold, Tectone. What is the goal of these people? The goal of these people generally is to utilize their fame to enrich themselves. That is what they do.
Yeah.
They also know that their audience responds positively when they say something confidently, irrespective of if it's correct. Asmongold, as an example, responded to some criticism on his stream where somebody said, why do you not do any research? Why do you just, fire out the first thing that comes to mind? And Asmon said, well, it's because I'm correct. I fire out the first thing that comes to mind. I don't have to do research because I always say the thing that's on my mind, and then I find out afterwards that I was correct every time. Why would I do any research when I can just do that? And hearing that, the level of arrogance, the level of Dunning-Kruger that you have to have in order to believe that everything you say is automatically correct and never fact check yourself leads me to believe that you are saying things because you don't care whether or not they're right. You say them because it gets a reaction, and that reaction makes you money. That reaction leads to your success. Because in your mind, being truthful matters, but it doesn't matter as much as you making money. Tardisk says, I never heard that. That's insane. There's a whole YouTube video on it.
The thing is also they hide these things behind some weird what is it? It's just like a lot of the opinions, a lot of the right-wing agenda and whatnot has been ingrained in people through Gamergate and the left is making the games worse. Oh, the left wants to have ugly women in video games. Oh, the left wants to have pronouns and whatnot. All of these things put a seed into impressionable, most of the time young cis men. And it is just being amplified now through the media empire and even the US government. And if you are stuck in this echo chamber and you are having things constantly fed to you that push this narrative and exploit this seed, then it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong because you believe it anyway. And it's the same with hyper fixating on common sense. It's oh, you already know everything about it. You don't have to do research. You just have to use common sense. That is how they get away with spreading misinformation about trans people.
Yeah,
because it's oh, it's common sense that a girl is a girl and not a boy or shit like that.
Yeah, and
it's chromosomes.
The thing with common sense is just whatever biases you brought to the table that day. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's whatever your biases are up to that point. Now, we have two modes of thinking with our brain. We've got type 1 and type 2 thinking. Type 1 thinking is our common sense. It's our knee-jerk reaction. It's our gut reaction. It's the thing that tells us that the rustling in the bush could be a predator. Jump away from it for safety. And then we have type 2 thinking, our analytical thinking. The thinking where we look at the bush rustling and go, oh, well, I don't think I have to jump away from that bush. I'm in the middle of Chicago. That's probably a squirrel. This is just what that is.
This is also the danger of AI because it kind of it makes people reliant to get their information. Let AI sum up the research and whatnot.
And then they get
and
shit
if you
wrong.
Have a company, if you get shit wrong, you need a certain level of intelligence and also critical thinking skills and education on the topic in order to notice the flaws and then go out to correct it. If you do not understand anything and you just take it at face value, then actually smoking cigarettes is very good when you're pregnant. If you don't understand the harms that come from taking AI at face value, it's just it's I don't know, it sucks a lot that people are oh, I don't need to actually do research and listen to you and listen to your side when I can just ask Grok, and then Grok is literally just doing things incorrectly or taking information from sources that it shouldn't take
context.
It shouldn't take.
I don't want to listen to what Nyara is saying, guys.
Shouldn't take
context.
It shouldn't take random right-wing accounts with no just spam accounts into consideration to determine whether or not trans women are women. Let me check this out.
So
at Grok. What is this?
So I don't think we watched this video right now, but this video is from a guy named Max Morrow. It is about Trump, Asmongold, and the danger of common sense politics. This video is where he actually goes over Asmongold's like way of responding when he gets challenged about why he doesn't do any research. This video goes into Asmongold's response to that. So somebody in chat was just like, I'd never heard him say that before. I hadn't either until I watched somebody who went through Asmongold's shit and found that.
Wait, give me a second.
Said Asmongold's lazy for one. I mean, he is. Like, undoubtedly, he is. My thing is, why does Asmongold say the things he does? He says the things he does not to try to get closer to the truth. He says the things he does because it gets him a reaction. And getting a reaction is positive for his channel. That's what he is looking for. I think we have a really, really bad fallacy on our hands when we assume that we are always going in with the same wants. I want all of us to live in a safe society. He doesn't have to care about that. I want all of us to have good and reliable information. He doesn't have to care about that. All he has to care about is what things get reactions, which get him money, which allows him to maintain the standard of living that he has right now.
That's kind of like the problem. If you're like a wholesome content creator, you're not going to get this engagement. And also, I feel like that's a really bad problem that you have as like leftist creators when you're not able to like break out of like this bubble, because like the people who agree with you are not likely to comment. But the people who are going to like disagree with you are, going to go rampant.
Yeah.
But on the right, you have like a lot of left, like people on the left, like going and seeking out this content and then like engaging with it and having like their arguments and whatnot. And on TikTok, you can notice it like a lot with what's popular and what's being boosted over there.
Yeah, and it's sad because if we all had the same shared goal of let's make society safer for people, let's be happy together, let's make sure that we have more factual information and less untrue information, then I think that we would end up coming to a lot of similar conclusions. But the thing is, we don't have those shared goals. When I go on the internet, Ben Shapiro doesn't share that goal with me. Matt Walsh doesn't share that goal with me. His goal is not...
I think that's also like kind of because like you have like these right-wing influencers. Like obviously their goal is different, but when it comes to like people who are like right-wingers, like the average person who is a right-winger, most of the time they actually have like similar goals. They're just listening to this echo chamber.
Yeah, when you and I are talking about like a viewer. To use the word that we clowned on earlier, a normie. When we're looking at most normies, they have shared goals with most other people. We want to live in a safe society. We want to believe true things. The problem is when the person with the microphone does not care about that. When the person with the microphone does not share goals with us.
Yeah.
That's why their opinions don't tend to change. People who have the goal of making society safer...
That's kind of like the problem with like these debate settings and whatnot, because you're not actually here to hear a different perspective and be called out on it.
You're here for blood sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're...
Literally.
You get debaters whose goal is to convince you that
men
they're
used to
right.
Be men. Men used to go to war, yeah.
Men used to be men. You're right. Men did used to be men, and now they are slime cat girls on the internet. Hi.
Exactly.
Neato. But no, my worry is that because we end up arguing with the Asmongolds, the Ben Shapiros, the Matt Walshes, the once Charlie Kirks, we argue with these people as if we share goals with them, but we don't. Their followers share goals with us, but they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like the problem that I see with like most of the time like liberals going out there and doing like these forms of like debates and whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, you're out here and like arguing and whatnot, but it's like your fan base already knows and believes what you are saying, and their fan base already knows and believes what the right wingers are saying. So you're actually just like engaging in these arguments, and the thing is like the system is right wing, and doing more harm, and you're out here and thinking that you're doing a good job by just like sitting there and being like, well, I oppose your great replacement theory. But the problem is like already having like the setting of like, oh, this is a talking point that we can debate.
Yeah, it's just not a friendly
Off to
face.
bed now, go sleep.
You think Kirk was shot for lying? So here's the thing. I don't think Kirk was shot for anything. I don't know why Kirk was shot. My problem is that there's a lot of people who are very convinced that they know why Kirk was shot. And we are all working with enough information.
The problem is also not, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, the reasoning. Yeah, what is happening around it.
The machine has already decided what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Like, the motivations behind the murder matter to people who care about truth, but they don't matter to the propagandists. They're not worried about truth. They're worried about how to politicize this, and they've already done that. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.